From Dwight Howard getting a little too handsy with a teammate on camera, to Isaac Humphreys coming out to his entire team in an emotional locker room speech.
A few years ago, I fell into a very dark place, a very lonely place. I couldn't be who I am, and because I was very much struggling with my sexuality, I attempted to take my life.
In this video, we're breaking down 9 NBA moments that had fans questioning players' sexuality and stirring up speculation. Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard has been the subject of gay rumors for years, fueled by incidents like grabbing a teammate's crotch on live TV in 2015 and ongoing speculation. These incidents, while seemingly innocuous, became fodder for speculation in an environment where any deviation from traditional masculine behavior is scrutinized and analyzed. In 2019, he explicitly denied being gay, stating,
"Hell no, I'm not gay."
However, the situation became significantly more complicated in 2023 when legal allegations emerged that would thrust Howard into an unwanted spotlight. In July 2023, Stephen Harper filed a civil lawsuit against Howard, alleging assault, battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and false imprisonment from an encounter at Howard's Georgia home on July 19, 2021. The details of these allegations were serious and disturbing, involving claims that Howard and another individual assaulted Harper after he expressed discomfort during what was supposed to be a consensual encounter. Leaked text messages between Howard and Harper, which included explicit content, sparked significant online discussion. These private communications becoming public added another layer of complexity to an already charged situation, as fans and media dissected every word for clues about Howard's character and intentions. Howard's legal team responded by stating the encounter was consensual and accused Harper of deleting text messages that could prove this, while also claiming Harper attempted extortion. This back and forth created a he said situation that dominated sports media coverage for months. The resolution of the legal case was significant. The lawsuit was dismissed with prejudice in August 2024, meaning Harper cannot refile, and Howard's attorneys confirmed no settlement was paid. This dismissal was important for Howard's reputation, though the court of public opinion had already rendered its varied verdicts. Throughout this ordeal, Howard's public response was multifaceted. Publicly, he has addressed the situation with a mix of seriousness and humor. He even posted this video in 2023 mocking his critics. This approach to crisis management was unconventional and drew both support and criticism from different quarters. The emotional toll on Howard was evident in later interviews. In a 2025 interview, he expressed emotional distress, stating the allegations and rumors made him feel like he never wanted to come outside again. This vulnerability showed a different side of the usually confident and outgoing former NBA star. Fan reactions to Howard's allegations and sexuality rumors have been diverse and often polarized, with some fans criticizing Howard, believing the allegations, while others have defended him, particularly after the lawsuit dismissal. Adding to the controversy were historical allegations beyond the recent legal case. Howard faced child abuse allegations in 2014, confirmed by a doctor treating his son, alleging Howard used a belt buckle for discipline. Howard admitted to this, but claimed it was acceptable because it mirrored his parents' methods. The Dwight Howard story represents the messy reality of public figures navigating personal scandals in the social media age. Unlike the inspiring coming out stories of other players, Howard's narrative is one of controversy, legal battles, and ongoing speculation that continues to this day. While Howard was accused of assault, this next player did something no one else had ever done in the league. Amichi. The story of Amichi represents one of the most significant moments in NBA history, marking the first time a former NBA player publicly came out as gay. In February 2007, Amichi published his memoir, Man in the Middle, through ESPN Books, and appeared on ESPN's Outside the Lines, becoming the first former NBA player to openly identify as gay. This groundbreaking announcement sent shockwaves through the basketball world and beyond, challenging long-held assumptions about masculinity and sexuality in professional sports. Amichi's journey to this moment was anything but simple. Having played for teams including the Cleveland Cavaliers, Orlando Magic, and Utah Jazz before retiring in 2004, he had experienced firsthand the culture of professional basketball. People's reactions to Amichi coming out as gay in 2007 were largely positive, with significant support from NBA players, coaches, and the public. However, the path to acceptance wasn't without its challenges and complexities. The reactions from his fellow NBA players were particularly telling about the state of the league at the time. Shaquille O'Neal stated, "I was always always taught as a youngster to never judge people, so I never judged people and to each their own. If he was my teammate and people ridiculed him and jumped on him, I would probably have to protect him. This protective stance from one of the NBA's biggest stars demonstrated a level of acceptance that many might not have expected from the traditionally masculine world of professional basketball. Dwain Wade emphasized focusing on teammates' abilities rather than personal lives, stating, "Anybody who knows me knows I'm a guy who loves his teammates, and if anything ever comes up like that, I don't look at that. I look at what guys can do for you on the court." Perhaps most remarkably, Amichi himself noted that about 85% of public reactions were fantastic, while 15% were weirded out, indicating a mix of acceptance and discomfort. This overwhelmingly positive response was particularly significant given the cultural climate of 2007, when LGBTQ+ acceptance was far less widespread than it is today. Amichi's courage in coming out paved the way for future conversations about LGBTQ+ representation in sports and challenged the NBA community to examine its attitudes toward diversity and inclusion. His story remains a landmark moment that fundamentally changed how the sports world approaches discussions of sexuality and identity. Amichi came out after he had retired from the league, but this next player did it while he was still in the league. Jason Collins. If John Amichi broke the initial barrier, Jason Collins shattered it completely. On April 29, 2013, Collins publicly came out as gay through a first-person essay in Sports Illustrated, making him the first openly gay athlete to play in any of the 4 major North American professional sports leagues when he signed with the Brooklyn Nets in February 2014. This announcement represented a seismic shift in professional sports, as Collins was not a retired player reflecting on his career, but an active athlete putting his livelihood on the line for authenticity. The timing of Collins' announcement was particularly significant. As a 13-season NBA veteran and center who had played for teams like the New Jersey Nets, Washington Wizards, and Boston Celtics, he was a respected figure in the league. The reaction from the highest levels of American society was immediate and powerful. President Barack Obama hailed it as a milestone in civil rights, stating, "A lot of young people out there who are gay or lesbian who are struggling with these issues to see a role model who's unafraid. I think it's a great thing." This presidential endorsement elevated Collins' announcement from a sports story to a national conversation about equality and representation. The basketball community's response was equally supportive. Kobe Bryant used Twitter to support Collins, advising, "Don't suffocate who you are because of the ignorance of others," emphasizing personal authenticity. Former President Bill Clinton praised Collins, noting, "It is also the straightforward statement of a good man who wants no more than what so many of us seek, to be able to be who we are, to do our work, to build families, and to contribute to our community." However, the announcement wasn't without controversy. Basketball analyst Chris Broussard on ESPN sparked controversy by stating, "I'm a Christian. I don't agree with homosexuality. I think it's a sin, as are all sexual sins that are outside the confines of marriage." This religious objection highlighted the ongoing cultural divide on LGBTQ+ issues, even as mainstream acceptance was growing. The online community's reaction was overwhelmingly positive, as captured in a vibrant Reddit discussion. Users praised Collins' courage, with one stating, "This is a huge moment for the sports and gay community." Hope was expressed for broader impact, with comments like, "Hopefully this becomes a positive moment for the NBA," reflecting optimism for cultural change. Collins' personal journey, as detailed in his Sports Illustrated essay, revealed the emotional toll of hiding his identity. His aunt Terry, a Superior Court judge, was unsurprised, saying, "I've known you were gay for years," and provided support, which Collins described as a sweet release. His brother Jaron was initially astounded, but by dinner showed brotherly love, wanting to protect Jason. Looking back a decade later, Collins reflected in 2023, noting progress but acknowledging challenges, as he remains the only NBA player to come out publicly, with only Carl Nassib, NFL 2021, following suit among active players in major leagues. This reflection underscores both the significance of his courage and the ongoing challenges facing LGBTQ+ athletes in professional sports. While Collins came out through an essay, this next player took a different route. Isaac Humphries. The story of Isaac Humphries represents one of the most emotionally powerful coming out moments in basketball history. On November 15, 2022, Humphries, a former NBA player who played for the Atlanta Hawks and currently competes in the Australian National Basketball League, NBL, publicly came out as gay. What made his announcement particularly moving was not just the fact itself, but the raw, emotional way he shared his truth with his Melbourne United teammates. Humphries emotionally revealed his sexuality to his Melbourne United teammates in a video posted on social social media, where he detailed his personal journey of struggling with his sexuality.
A few years ago, I fell into a very dark place, a very lonely place. I couldn't be who I am, and I attempted to take my life is because I was very much struggling with my sexuality and coming to terms with the fact that I'm gay.
The immediate reaction from his teammates was perhaps the most heartwarming aspect of the entire story. Humphrey's teammates at Melbourne United applauded and hugged him after his announcement. This spontaneous outpouring of support demonstrated the kind of inclusive environment that all athletes should be able to expect from their teams. The organizational response was equally supportive. The team's CEO, Nick Trulson, praised Humphreys for his courage, noting, "The rawness you see in the video of Isaac telling his teammates is very real, and it was a huge moment for him." The NBA released a statement expressing pride and gratitude for his honesty and courage, stating he has their unwavering respect and support. The online community's reaction was largely positive, though it also revealed some of the ongoing challenges faced by LGBTQ+ athletes. Fans expressed happiness for Humphreys and praised his courage, with comments like, "Good for him, I hope he becomes a beacon for gay athletes." Many users saw it as a step toward normalization, hoping that more people would come out of hiding and reduce the stigma around gay people. What made Humphreys' story particularly compelling was his explicit mission to help others. He stated, "That's my goal behind this. Make sure people know you can be whatever you want, no matter who you are or what you do. You can be Big Ice and be gay, and you can still be a great basketball player and be gay." This message of possibility and acceptance resonated strongly with fans and fellow athletes alike. Humphrey's courage in sharing his story, particularly the emotional honesty he displayed, created a powerful moment that transcended basketball. His announcement served as both a personal liberation and a beacon of hope for other athletes and individuals struggling with their sexual identity. While Humphreys displayed courage in coming out, this next player's dating history brought his sexuality into question. Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks, an NBA player, has faced gay rumors linked to his relationship with Big Bambina, a Canadian model, whom people initially believed to be transgender. Dillon Brooks, currently with the Houston Rockets, has been dating Big Bambina, real name Danielle M. Frappier, a Canadian model from North Vancouver, as confirmed by multiple sources. Their relationship has been publicly visible, with Big Bambina attending Houston Rockets NBA games, indicating a supportive partnership that contradicts the speculation about Brooks' sexuality. The transgender rumors gained traction despite lacking foundation. Big Bambina addressed the transgender rumors by sharing her birth certificate on Instagram to prove they were false, and she subsequently removed all posts from her profile due to the spread of misinformation. This drastic step of removing her social media presence highlighted the personal cost of being caught up in unfounded speculation. Adding complexity to the narrative were comments from Brooks' ex-girlfriend. Heather Hawley, Brooks' ex-girlfriend, revealed that Brooks was seeing Big Bambina while still in a relationship with her, which likely contributed to public interest. They share a daughter, Mila Brooks, born in 2019, adding context to their past relationship. These revelations about overlapping relationships provided material for speculation, though they don't directly address questions about Brooks' sexual orientation. The most troubling aspect of the online rumors was the spread of misinformation and prejudice. There's debate about Big Bambina's gender, with some claiming she's not transgender and others insisting she is, reflecting misinformation and homophobia, transphobia on the internet. This debate continued even after Big Bambina had provided documentation to disprove the transgender claims. The Brooks case highlights several important issues about how rumors spread in the social media age. First, it shows how initial misinformation can persist even after being debunked. Second, it demonstrates how personal relationships become subjects of public scrutiny for athletes. Third, it reveals the underlying prejudices and assumptions that fuel speculation about sexuality and gender identity. While speculations about his partner sparked the gay rumors about Brooks, this next player's behavior led to suspicions about his sexuality. Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant has faced numerous gay rumors, with a 2021 poll indicating 77% of fans think he might be gay, though the same percentage don't care about his sexual orientation. The speculation appears to be driven partly by Durant's contradictory behavior regarding LGBTQ+ issues. Durant's image is complex, with past homophobic comments from old tweets and a 2022 feud with Michael Rappaport, contrasting his public support for LGBTQ rights, such as participating in the 2017 NBA Pride Parade. Durant's history of homophobic language is extensive and troubling. Durant made homophobic remarks in old tweets from before and early in his second NBA season around 2008 to 2009, when he was approximately 21 years old. These tweets, which included slurs like the F word and gay pejoratives, were directed at friends such as Russell Westbrook. The pattern continued years later. In 2022, Durant engaged in a public Twitter feud with actor Michael Rappaport, during which he used homophobic and misogynistic slurs, including phrases like pale pasty and seek other men for attention. Durant later apologized, admitting his language was wrong and expressing regret, but his earlier tweets remain unaddressed, with him previously blaming hacking or a stolen phone. The contradictions in Durant's behavior become even more apparent when contrasted with his public support for LGBTQ+ rights. Despite his past comments, Durant has shown public support for the LGBTQ community, participating in the 2017 NBA Pride Parade in New York City and tweeting in support of LGBTQ issues. Additionally, he supported Jason Collins, the first openly gay NBA player, when Collins came out in 2013. This duality has led to questions about the authenticity of Durant's allyship. Some fans and observers have wondered whether his support is genuine or performative, especially given his continued use of homophobic language years after his initial public support for LGBTQ+ rights. Fan reactions to Durant's contradictory behavior have been mixed, but generally critical. Some fans called him out for not apologizing for his earlier homophobic tweets, while others defended him as a good person overall while criticizing Rappaport. But the overwhelming sentiment seems to be disappointment in his inability to reconcile his words with his actions. Recent reports suggest Durant may be dating WNBA star Dwight Howard, which could counter the speculation about his sexuality, but it doesn't address the fundamental questions about his past behavior and the sincerity of his stated support for LGBTQ+ rights. Like Durant, this next player's support for LGBTQ+ rights has sparked gay rumors. Dwain Wade. The story of Dwain Wade and the gay rumors surrounding him presents a perfect example of how public support for LGBTQ+ rights can be misinterpreted and weaponized by those looking to create controversy. Wade's journey as an LGBTQ+ advocate began with his role as a father. Wade has been a vocal advocate for his daughter Zaya, who came out as transgender in 2020 at the age of 12. His support has been comprehensive and unwavering, including legal battles over her name change and making significant life decisions to protect her well-being. Wade has publicly supported her journey, including legal battles over her name change and moving his family from Florida to Los Angeles due to anti-LGBTQ+ legislation. The decision to relocate his family demonstrated the depth of Wade's commitment to his daughter's safety and well-being. In a 2023 interview with Rachel Nichols on Headliners, Wade explained that his family moved from Florida partly because my family would not be accepted or feel comfortable there, citing anti-LGBTQ+ laws. This wasn't a symbolic gesture, but a concrete action that involved significant personal and professional sacrifices. Wade's advocacy extends beyond his family. Wade's advocacy for Zaya includes participating in Pride events, supporting her modeling career, and launching the Translatable Project in 2024, an online resource for trans youth and their families, especially those of color. These initiatives demonstrate a comprehensive commitment to LGBTQ+ rights that goes far beyond what would be expected from someone simply trying to support their child. Unfortunately, this admirable parental support has been twisted by some into speculation about Wade's own sexuality. Part of the rumors also stem from his fashion choices, which some have misinterpreted as indicators of his sexual orientation. Wade's fashion choices, such as painting his nails, have been misinterpreted by some as indicators of his sexuality. In a 2024 interview with High Snobiety, Wade revealed that he began painting his nails in 2007 as a fashion statement and a way to express himself creatively. Adding to the rumor mill are unverified claims about Wade's childhood. There are claims that Wade admitted to wearing his sister's clothes as a child. The reality of Wade's personal life contradicts these rumors entirely. Wade is married to actress Gabrielle Union, and they have a daughter, Kavia James, born in 2018. His long-term relationship with Union and their family life together provide clear evidence against the speculation about his sexuality. Online discussions about Wade revealed the divided nature of public opinion on these rumors. While some fans believe that Wade is gay, citing his fashion choices and support for the LGBTQ+ community as evidence, others defended Wade, arguing that his actions do not indicate his sexuality, with one user explaining that Wade's nail polish was for child abuse awareness. Wade's public statements about his advocacy have consistently focused on his role as a father and ally, not on addressing rumors about his own sexuality. In a 2019 interview on the All the Smoke podcast, Wade discussed his unconditional love for his son Zion, who identifies as gay, emphasizing that his role as a parent is to support his children regardless of their identity. His focus has remained on being the best father he can be, regardless of external speculation. Wade's support for his daughter has been the foundation for ongoing speculation about his sexuality, but the next player didn't even say anything. He was just seen hanging out with a group of friends and the rumors lit up like wildfire. Ben Simmons. The rumors about Ben Simmons being gay began as a result of his close friendships with Taj Malone and Alex Subers, with some fans speculating about his sexual orientation based on these relationships. The origins of these rumors can be traced to specific incidents and relationships. Taj Malone is described as Simmons' best friend and former Montverde Academy teammate, with multiple sources noting their close bond. Alex Subers is identified as a Sixers photographer, and both individuals are frequently seen with Simmons. The friendships were highlighted in a 2019 incident at Melbourne's Crown Casino, where Simmons accused the casino of racial profiling, noting that only Alex Subers, who is white, was granted entry without being checked, while Simmons and his other friends, including Taj Malone, were denied. While this incident was primarily about racial discrimination, it brought attention to Simmons' close circle of friends and inadvertently fueled speculation. The online speculation about Simmons reached its peak in 2019, particularly on forums like Lipstick Alley, a 2019 thread on Lipstick Alley titled NBA Gossip, Ben Simmons Bisexual Gay. Initiated by a user questioning the odd relationship between Simmons, Malone, and Subers, suggested that they might be living off him. The forum discussions revealed a range of opinions about Simmons' relationships and behavior. Some users questioned Simmons' sexuality based on his friendships, while others argued that it's normal for NBA players to have male entourages, dismissing gay BI assumptions. Some fans speculated that Simmons seemed happier with male friends than with celebrity girlfriends like Kendall Jenner, suggesting his relationships with women might be beards. Years later, this video showed up on the internet, and it certainly did not help his case. What's particularly notable about Simmons, though, is how the rumors surprisingly vanished over time without him addressing them. This decline in speculation could be attributed to several factors. First, Simmons' high-profile relationships with women, including his well-documented relationship with Kendall Jenner, may have countered the rumors. Second, his focus on basketball and recovery from injuries may have shifted public attention away from his personal life. Third, the passage of time often allows unfounded rumors to naturally fade from public consciousness. While Simmons' friendships were called to question, this next player made a statement that would result in huge speculations about his sexuality. Tracy McGrady. In 2003, while playing for the Orlando Magic, McGrady participated in an interview with Stuff magazine, published in its November issue, where he estimated that 5% of NBA players are gay and claimed to have witnessed incidents of homosexual behavior in the league. These comments were part of a broader question and answer session that also covered team management issues, but it was his remarks about sexuality that generated the most attention and controversy. What made McGrady's comments particularly noteworthy was their timing and context. This was 2003, long before Jason Collins came out in 2013, or before the NBA had implemented any of its current diversity and inclusion initiatives. The cultural context of the early 2000s, where discussions about sexuality in professional sports were less common and often met with scrutiny, made McGrady's willingness to discuss the topic both unusual and controversial. However, McGrady's comments sparked speculation about his own sexuality. Discussions on famous platforms like Lipstick Alley, a forum known for celebrity gossip, revealed significant chatter about McGrady. The online speculation included specific claims about McGrady's behavior. One user reported seeing McGrady at Chop's Lobster Bar in Atlanta with a very cute gay boy, describing them as very giddy, which led to speculation about his sexuality. Another user stated, "There have always been DL rumors about him though." What's particularly significant about the McGrady case is the apparent lack of mainstream media attention to these rumors. Despite the online buzz, there is no evidence that McGrady publicly addressed these rumors. The McGrady case is particularly interesting because it shows how public statements about LGBTQ+ issues can sometimes spark rumors about the speaker. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, click on one of the boxes playing on your screen to watch more similar content.